Okay, so ladies and gentlemen, this webinar will be different from the others. We're talking about some very special phenomena in the skincare. And this is the first webinar in the series of skincare. So we will take a break from the regular hair care that we presented over the last weeks. And we are talking today about skincare. The purpose of this webinar is to enable you to formulate products for skin exfoliation and rejuvenation. And in order to do this, we have to go through the different steps. And I will focus in this hour only about technologies based on salicylic acid. And salicylic acid is used to support customers that are concerned about signs of aging, uneven skin, and oily skin. So what is the specific program? First, I will explain you what is skin exfoliation, the chemical process, and the chemistry involved with this, what are the challenges, and what are the opportunities. Then I'll talk about two technologies that we have developed in Salvona Technologies. One of them is hydroxy exfol technology, and the second one is Salsphere Even Skin. Salsphere Even Skin has been presented for some of you probably a year ago. So this is not a brand new, but hydroxy exfol is a brand new technology. And I'm very happy to present it the first time today here with you. So what is the problem that we're trying to address? So look at this face. And you see the issue on the skin is the uneven skin, patches of oily and dry areas. Remember this face because we will come back toward the end showing you what happens if this person used technology and how did it change their face. Here is another example. A face with blemishes, uneven, dull, irritated. You see the red area. This is part of the problem we're trying to address. Here is another case that we're trying to address. Blemishes, acne, inflammation, tired, no radiance, a loss of the brightness of skin. We're trying to address this. And the last picture for now is a face that you can see the fine lines, the pores, uneven skin. These are the problems that we are trying to address in this session with the following technologies. Of course, we can talk much more, but this is the basic, suitable for one time. So the solution for all this is to do exfoliation. Exfoliation of the skin is the basic treatment for any type of skincare. Before we talk about anti-aging, and you're familiar with physical and chemical exfoliations. Physical, we're talking about scrubs. It could be either in a device like a cleansing brush or a loofah, or exfoliating agents such as small grains made out of rice or corn. There are powders added to the liquid. This is called the physical exfoliation. And I'm not going to talk about this. I don't think these are offering a good solution for the problems I showed you before. We're going to talk about chemical exfoliation. For example, you see several products that offering this service. And chemical exfoliation involves very weak acids like salicylic acid, like citric acid, malic, glycolic, and so on. And basically what they do, they work to shave off the dead skin that is accumulating on the outer layer of the skin. So we have the two options, the physical, chemical. I'm going to focus on the chemical only. So why do we need to exfoliate at all? You saw the problem, but now I'm going into more details. And you see here a cross-section of the skin on the top and a cross-section of the same skin after exfoliation. The major thing that you see here, that exfoliation removes the old cells, the debris, and open up. Here you see the cloaks that open up the cloaks. And as a result, the appearance of the large pores is shrinking. In addition, the exfoliation helps to reduce fine lines, revealing a younger and fresher looking skin. So this is very clear agenda of what exfoliation can do. Exfoliation also improves the skin texture, okay, leaving the skin cleaner, of course, smoother, softer, and overall more beautiful. Exfoliation also helps to diminish the appearance of shiny and oily skin. And it helps with better absorption of skincare products like anti-aging serum to better penetrate the skin and be more effective. So what I'm saying here that after you exfoliate, the skincare products become much more effective because they are in a situation that they can easily penetrate and be more bioavailable. It reduces the chances of acne. So it's suitable for people with acne-prone skin. And another aspect of exfoliation is exfoliated skin can retain the color, the makeup color, to stay much longer. So if you would like to keep your makeup for longer, you definitely should first exfoliate the skin. Now let's go a little bit into details to talk about what are the factors that require exfoliation. And the number one factor is age. Nevertheless, there are products in the market already targeting aged skin and also teenager skin. So there are exfoliation for different ages. This is already available. So age is number one, and number two is environmental factors such as pollution, sun, radiation, and there are also exfoliating products for anti-pollution. So this is all available. Now, what's happening when we get aged? What's happening to the skin? So the skin is going from the dermis to the epidermis, the direction of this arrow, and the skin undergoes cycles of rejuvenation. A cycle of, or the time it takes from a cell, from the dermis, to reach to the epidermis for younger skin, it's about 28 days, excuse me. So every 28 days, we have a new skin. This is happening for younger people. What's happening when we get older? When we get older, the cycle becomes longer, twice or maybe 3 times longer. So it takes a long time in order to get a new surface. And so we need the exfoliation to remove the buildup of that skin. Now what happens, or how do you know that you need to exfoliate the skin? So when you see a skin that's very dry, dull, blotchiness, especially after you apply the makeup does not stay for longer, then it's a good sign that this skin could benefit from a good exfoliation process. So when this happens, when you don't exfoliate, even the most expensive serums, creams, will not really work. And you see here a picture comparing new skin to old skin, okay? And in the middle line is the exfoliation line. So exposing a younger looking skin enables us to meet all the goals that we mentioned before. Now, why it's important? There are 2 major reasons why it's important. First of all, it helps to ensure that skin cells regenerate properly. That's number 1. Number 2, instantly, you can see beautiful skin, and you saw the picture before. It's much smoother, it's radiant, and it's free of impurities. So I was able to suggest to you that exfoliation is important, and there are many reasons and many benefits to use routinely system to exfoliate the skin. Now, how do we exfoliate? The typical material, functional ingredients that's available are the alpha hydroxy acid. Alpha, you see here in this structure, this is the carboxylic group. Alpha means that the hydroxylic group is on the first carbon. Beta hydroxy means the second carbon. Gamma is the third carbon. This is just the chemistry to bring you up to date. One of the most commonly used alpha hydroxy acid is glycolic acid. Glycolic acid is a water soluble. It immediately should raise the flag. If it's water soluble, it has limited penetration into the deeper layer of the skin. but it's very commonly used. It's a water soluble, it's naturally occurring molecule, and it has multiple functions in cosmetics, from reducing the scars, hyperpigmentation, exfoliating for better skin texture, reduction of skin scars, spots, sunspots, and regular surface reduction to reduce wrinkles and fine lines. So this is all you know. What is to remember here is the glycolic acid is sun sensitive. So one should not go to the sun after applying glycolic acid onto the skin. The use level of glycolic acid could vary among the different products between 5 to 30%. Now, glycolic acid is not the only alpha hydroxy acid. There are other alpha hydroxy acid, such as lactic, mandelic, malic, and so on. We are focusing on glycolic acid because this is the smallest molecule, and so it can penetrate to the deeper layer, relatively deeper layer of the skin. You see here the structure. Okay, this is a typical alpha, and you see here additional carbon makes it lactic, maleic, and citric, and other acids that are all considered alpha hydroxy acid, and they all have very much the same properties. The smaller the molecule, the better the penetration is. I'm going to speak now about salicylic acid, which is a beta hydroxy acid. It's a naturally derived or biosynthesized from a bark of willow tree. If you are not familiar, this is the willow tree. It's coming from the bark of the willow tree, not from the leaves, and turns into powder, and this is the basic molecule structure of salicylic acid. What do we know about? The major property is that this material and other beta hydroxy acid are oil soluble. I'll emphasize glycolic to be water soluble. This is more oil soluble, making it a challenge to formulators to put it in the formula. On one hand, on the other hand, because it's oil soluble, it's able to penetrate deeper layer into the deeper layer of the skin, even to the pores, and clean them up. So there is a disadvantage and advantage in using beta hydroxy acid. And for us, in terms of technology development, now this is an opportunity. If we can make it more water suspendable. The application of salicylic acid varies. You know, it's a skin exfoliation to improve the skin texture. And it also used as a treatment for blemish and acne. The use level can vary between 0.2 to 10. This is because of its treatment. It's under OTC for acne treatment. What's unique about salicylic acid? It's not sun sensitive, which means that one can safely use beta hydroxy acid even if doesn't wear sunscreens. So this is a major benefit for people that want to use it during the daytime. What is the challenge? Now we understand there is alpha and beta. What is the challenge? And I would like to define two challenges here. There may be more, but we'll focus only on these two. Challenge number one is how to exfoliate effectively without irritating the skin. Okay, this is number one. Number two challenge is how to produce cost-effective product based on beta hydroxy acid. Of course, without burning the skin. So these are the two challenges that I'm trying to explain. So now we can go a little bit deeper to understand the role of salicylic acid. I'm sure if you will listen to this in details, you will see the value of the technology to resolve these issues. So number one is the low water solubility. Salicylic acid is soluble only up to 0.2% in water at room temperature. In order to put it into a higher concentration, and the most effective concentration is close to 2%, 10 times more, one needs to use either harsh surfactant to the skin. They dissolve the salicylic acid, but they also hurt the skin. And is limited by the pH, as you can see in a minute. So when you try to make a formula with salicylic acid, you see above 0.2, there is a precipitation, as you can see in the picture. And if you let it dry a little bit more, then you actually see the crystals form in the jar. Many people are not aware to this. If they have a product that is cloudy or milky, then you may not see the crystals. But once you remove the water in any other way, you can see the precipitation and the crystals. And what's wrong if there are crystals? Well, the crystals make it not bioavailable. It only works when it's soluble and accessible to the skin. Now, there is a way to increase the solubility, for example, by heating up. So if you heat it up to about 100 degrees C, you may be able to dissolve almost 80%. So this is theoretically possible, but the moment you come back to the room temperature, it will leave you with the crystals. So it's not a real good solution. The other problem is salicylic acid in a soluble form, very irritating. It's actually burning. You get a burning sensation, redness. And as a result of this, people will not use it as they should use it. And then, of course, they don't see the results. But salicylic acid could be a very effective solution. Now, a soluble salicylic acid have a very low pH. What is the low pH? You see the structure. It's an acid, both carboxylic and hydroxylic group, and the pKa is 3, which means this is the active situation at 3. So as you remember from school, attempt to bring it from 3 to 5, because you need to use it at 5 on the skin, or make, let's say the lowest at 4, 4.5 on the skin. Otherwise, it will irritate the skin. So the major attempt that people are doing are titrating the salicylic acid, possibly by NaOH. This is a titration curve. This is the amount of NaOH added and the pH change. And typically what you can see as you add more and more NaOH, you change the pH, it goes up to the point that it's just jump up. So this point where the arrow is, this is the pKa of salicylic acid, which is about 3. The attempt to titrate with NaOH definitely has a molecular change. And what we get at the end is sodium salicylate and not salicylic acid. And sodium salicylate has different benefits to the skin, but not exfoliation.